All right, all right, all right. Now, you're back live. Do not adjust your camera. Yes, there are now two of us here. You're listening to Real Talk with Herschel here at WKCG 99.1 on your FM dial, live in Dothan, Alabama. Now, the views expressed today on our show are those of me and my guests and not necessarily reflect the views of WKCG or TOPS. Now we got all these out of the way. Let's get back to some real talk. You see before you now, sitting with me is Reverend White of My Sister's Keeper.
That's correct.
Okay, My Sister's Keeper. And she is our guest for today here in Black Women's History Month, as we call it, because Black Women's History is very important. Since they decided to make a month out of it, I made sure that all my guests were great women that are doing great things in our community. So, Reverend White, I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself to our listening audience.
Well, hello to everyone. I am Stephanie White, and I am a minister with Abundance of Faith Ministry. And we have a support group, if you shall say, that's called Sisters Keepers. And I'm just glad to be here. I'm glad that you invited me to come.
Well, I'm glad that you came. So tell us a little bit about Sisters Keeper. What do you do?
All right, what we do is women that get together and discuss issues that you can't talk about in church. We have a lot of women that are going through a lot of issues. I myself was going through depression, and when I took it to the pastor, the first thing he said, pray about it. You know, when you're going through depression, you can't pray about anything, okay? And so the biggest thing is that the Lord put this in my spirit. You know, you go from one person to another person. You try to go to your leaders because that's who you can trust, or you think you can trust, rather. That's going to give you sound advice. Well, that advice I received just wasn't sound enough. So therefore, I just reached out and sought help. And after I sought help, then I got what I needed. So after that, I decided that it was just time to do something. I'm also a social worker, so I deal with a lot of women that have issues. And so after just hearing the different issues and going through what I went through, I realized that we needed something here in this area. And so therefore, I had a women's conference 3 years ago.
Okay.
And it was awesome. The women were just pouring out, talking about different things that was going through, talking about church hurt, that was a big issue.
Yeah.
There was women in there that was talking about their relationships. And so I was like, after the conference, they was like, well, when we're going to have this again? They wanted to have it again. And I'm like, it takes a lot of work to put on the conference. And so I just decided I would just have once a month, have a support group. And after coming out of that, we had different women that come in that talk about all kinds of things. And basically, we're there for one another. The biggest thing is that with this group, you can't come in and talk about what we talk about on the outside. It stays within.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be judgmental. You can't come and judge anybody, okay? Because if you want to talk about an issue, it stays there, and then we're there for you. It's like you're there and listen, and then get advice. When you have advice, or pray with the person, or just to shut up sometimes and just let them talk. Sometimes we just need to talk. A lot of times you have women who have been through trauma when they was in early childhood or teenage years, and they can't really understand why they're going through stuff now in their older relationships. And it also, to me, it just comes back to what you went through. So we talk about some of the trauma and then get that out. And then if you get that out, that stress come out of it, and then it's just like you're free. Thank you, Lord, I am free. So that's one of the reasons why we got this Sisters Keepers together. And we've been having an awesome time.
Oh, yeah? Now, what if I know a sister that needs some keeping?
So if there's a sister that needs keeping, all they have to do is call me. And my number is area code 334 796
7974.
Call anytime, and I will let them know when we meet, okay, and when we meet. But we do meet every Tuesday, but I don't want to tell the time, and I don't want to tell the place.
I understand.
You have to call me to get that information.
All right. Now, if you're in need, sisters, reach out. Don't say that there's no one there for you.
Because there are.
Yeah.
There are women there. We have talked about our first meeting. We had women, and this is women from different churches. So everyone that's in there are from different walks, okay? We have women that have talked about being raped, all right? We have had women that talked about suicide. And you know right now there's so many people right now that's going through a lot of that. Emotionally, they're going through things. And what I tell people a lot of times, you may have issues that a lot of people may say, you know, I don't understand why you're going through this, why you feeling this way. Okay, stop trying to be the person to be seen, or you just want some attention. No, when a person is saying something, they need someone to listen to them. Regardless of what you may think, I'm telling you, there's someone that's there, and I and my other sisters are there for them.
All right, all right. You know, before you got here, I was on my soapbox, and I say to people all the time that we have to go back to the time of segregation when we had no choice. What I say is this: if we don't take care of each other, nobody else will.
That's true.
And this is again why I have women like yourself, entrepreneurs, to encourage those that feel like they don't have an out or they feel less than. Because sometimes we can't have things that are co-ed. Sometimes you need a separation,
Right.
and be around people like you, whether it's male or female. But as long as our goal is healing our community, because if you heal sisters, they're better for the brothers.
That's right.
If we help heal the brothers, they're better for the sisters. And in the end, we're all better for our children.
Right.
So, like I said, this is the first time that I had you on, and actually the first time I had the pleasure of meeting you.
Right.
And I want to thank you again. You know, I did hear about the work that you're doing. So I'm saying this live. So if you never hear her again, it's because she didn't come back. I'm going to invite her back. I know it's early in our talk, but I want to make sure that you know that you're always welcome on this show. I was given this show, and I use it as a vehicle for us to promote our groups, promote growth and positive things in our community. You said that you're a social worker for the city as well, right?
I work for the Houston County Health Department as a social worker.
Oh.
And I also work for those Legal Services. And I'm a skills supervisor, so I work with different sports. So right now we have softball and baseball going on. So I'm staying a little bit busy. But yet and still, I'm always there for my sisters. And, you know, a lot of times they may text and then they say, we need to talk, let's meet up and we'll sit around underneath a tree somewhere talking about whatever needs to be talked about. Because I understand and I know, I've been there, I have done it. And so I just feel like me as well as the other ladies that's in the group are capable of helping one another and the ones that's out there. There's so many people that's going through. There's so many people that need to be lifted up. And like you just mentioned, if we become whole, then we can lift up, like you said, our men. They're our kings. And so therefore, if we're lifting them up, then like you said, they'll be able to draw others. And that's what we're there for, male or female.
All right. Now, again, don't say that there's no one out here to help or that no one understands or that you don't have anybody to talk to. You have not because you ask not.
That's true.
There are plenty of us that are out here trying to help. Those that know should help. Those that don't know, we have to reach out. There's someone out here to reach out to you or to be of help. Never feel like you're at the end of your rope and you want to take your own life, because actually your life is not yours.
All right now.
The life that you're taking belongs to God. So be mindful of that. So if you feel like you're at the end of your rope, young lady, old lady.
That's right. Anyone that's a female, it doesn't matter the age, call us 796-7974, and we're there.
All right. And again, like I said, if we don't heal our own community, no one else is going to do it. So we have to be mindful of that. So young ladies, old ladies, middle-aged ladies, please know that there's someone out there for you. Maybe you don't have a problem anymore. Maybe you're healed. Maybe you want to help out.
That's right.
Because it's hard to do this type of work by yourself.
It is.
If you have a similar group, or if you want to start a similar group or be a part of a group, reach out to Reverend White here. I'm quite sure she would welcome the help.
Much.
Much. We have to help one another and promote one another. See, here on Real Talk, my producer's not here. I tell him here on Real Talk, we don't say the F word. We always say we should be feminists. And We don't need no black men as feminists. We need black kings to help our black queen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
to
right.
uplift
each other.
each other. That's right.
That's right.
Men need to be men, and women need to be women, and our children need to be children. That's what we need. We don't need no black feminists. You hear me, Antoine?
All right.
We need men to be men, and understand that all of our women belong to us, and all of us belong to them. Reverend White is married, but she's just as much belongs to me as she does her husband. So when she's not around her husband, I have an obligation to protect you and to uplift you.
I like that.
You don't need a feminist to sister girl with you. Antoine.
Mr. Antoine. All right.
He's going to be editing this tape, but he'll see it.
Don't edit it.
That's right. We need our black men to stand up behind our sisters, regardless of the relationship. We're all in this together.
That's right.
So the better our women do, the better we do, and the better our children do.
Promoting one another.
Yeah. We were talking about education earlier, and being that you work in the health department, I noticed that here in Alabama they took out health and sex education. Does that make your job harder as a social worker?
It doesn't for me, because we have a lot of young people that comes to the health department for different things. And so therefore, as a social worker, I can go and talk with these people. Even if they're in the library, I can say something to them. And you have a lot of young people that want to know something. They want to know things. At one time, we were able to go into the schools, but there were certain things that we couldn't say. And so therefore, my biggest thing, I just give them my card and say, okay, if you have any questions, just give me a call. I'll come to the health department. But it's sad that we can't talk about the things that we need to talk about, because you're having kids that's doing things that they shouldn't be doing. They're not being children because they have to grow up so quickly. And that comes back to my group. We have a lot of women that don't know how to parent, that don't know how to take care of their children, don't know how to talk to their kids, because they're stuck in whatever trauma happened in their lives. So if they was raped at 8, 9, 10, mentally they have stopped at 8, 9, 10, but they're living in a 30-year-old body. Right. Okay, so you can't relate to your child, and you feel that child needs to grow up so quickly, so you push them up, and they're not ready to be an adult at 9, 10, 11, 12. Then you have these young ladies having babies when they should be having babies. They need to learn how to respect their bodies. But if they don't know how to respect their bodies, these things are going to happen. Sex education is very important, because God made us sexual beings, first of all. We have to remember that. He made us sexual beings. But there's a connotation for everything, and you need to know when is the appropriate time. Right. And I encourage, when I have young women, and I have a lot of teenage young ladies, and when they come in, if they are a virgin, I lift them up. If they're not a virgin, I encourage them that they can stop right now and make better choices. And I try to give them advice that's going to help them for the future. Maybe they have someone at home to tell them, but Miss White is here to let you know. I'm here to help, not to hurt. I always tell them that. I'm here to help you and build you up, because one day I want you to come back and pull me up if I need you to pull me up.
Yeah, I know that's right. I know that's right. You know, and I asked that question because Alabama is always at the bottom of everything, and at the top of all of it. Yeah, and you know, the STD rate, Montgomery this year was #1 in the country. Dothan had been held that distinction for quite a while, and I think there's a direct correlation with not teaching our children properly. You see, when the children don't know, children are curious.
They are.
And when we don't teach our children, they're going to be left to their own devices. And you said something that was very important. You know, you have to heal. You know that you have hurt. Why would you put that off on someone else?
Correct.
You know, and it's not just for the women; it's for the men as well. You know, if you're not sure, you need to seek some help.
And that's important.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the Black community don't want to seek help, right, because it's taboo. Okay, especially in your church. You don't need to see no therapist. You don't need to see no counselor. You go to the pastor for the counseling. That's a lie.
Sometimes the pastor needs help.
Because the pastor needs help, okay? And don't have that degree, hadn't gotten that education. Right. All they know is what they have read in the Bible, but there's more to it. We're living in the real world, and we have to remember that, okay? The Bible is the roadmap. However, you have to remember God gave us common sense as well. And He gave us a reason to do the things and learn more things. I try to be around people that's smarter than me because see, I was trying to help me.
Right, exactly. Yeah, if you're the smartest one in your group all the time, you're in the wrong group.
You're in the wrong group. Come on. So I'm looking
right.
for more educated people now. So remember that. But I'm always trying to surround myself with women.
All right. And again, like I said, this is this island that we live on, and sometimes we do things together, sometimes we do things separately, but it's always for the greater good. I always tell black women or admonish them to be careful about latching on to mainstream feminism or mainstream groups, as it were, because black women's needs are much different than white women's. Their history with their men is much different than black women's history with their men. So we have a different history, and our women have different needs. I would never, ever, ever put down my sisters. I would never, ever separate myself from my sisters. I know that you have a time that you need to yourself to heal, and I give you that, and I understand that. And I don't think that, well, I know for a fact that you don't allow women to tear down men.
Right. No.
So again, the healing process goes on. The hurt gets dealt with, and you can go back into that same community and find a mate in that same community and realize that all black men are hurting black women. The same thing with men. They have to realize that all black men aren't the problem, all black women aren't the problem. So we have to continue to heal ourselves and stay strong together. You know, I really hate to see when sometimes our women go outside because they get caught up in the wrong things and our children suffer. See, nobody cries for our children. Like you said, if a woman is suffering hurt and she's a single mom, she doesn't know how to parent. There needs to be someone that can step in and show her.
Right.
So again, those that know have to do double duty. Even if you're a parent and you have a husband, and you have a friend that's a single mother, it's your duty to help her out, give her some advice, give her a nudge in the right direction. Let her know that she's not alone.
That's true.
The only ones that have an excuse for not helping out for the men, as far as I'm concerned, are the ones that are dead and the ones that are incarcerated because you're not here. So the men that are still here have an obligation to do double duty. You might be dating a young lady or an older lady that has some issues that she hasn't dealt with. Send her to Reverend White.
Thank
you. You know,
and there's a lot of women that will be willing to take that person under their wing, and a lot of times we need that. We definitely need someone, and you're going in the right direction as far as what you're stating. And my biggest thing is that I want to be there for someone, and it's all about love. You know, Jesus is love, and so therefore we should be showing love from whoever it is.
That's right.
Your heart should believe for someone. And I know I see a situation, I try to intervene sometimes, you know, to say, hey, especially if someone is overwhelmed. They may be at the grocery store, the children is crying, Mommy, I want this, and she's stressed out trying to figure out, and she, and I said, hold up, so I'll go in and say something to the baby to get the baby calm so she can deal with whatever she's needed to get done. You get what I'm saying? So that's just love, you know, this concern that comes from our heart. So we're there, we should be there for one another.
And sisters, stop hollering, I ain't your baby. You know, accept help. It does take a village. We have to get away from this me mentality and get back to us. You know,
because to me sometimes it's hurting and don't understand.
Yes.
You know, and a lot of anger comes from that. They angry at you because they're looking at you thinking you think you're better than I am. No, I'm not better than you should. It's just someone just took the time to talk to me and help me. Now I'm here to help you.
That's right. That's right. So again, take this help. There are more people that understand you than you know.
Right.
And we have to start to heal one another. Once we get over some of this hurt, this church hurt, this physical hurt, this emotional and mental hurt, we can realize that we can do great things. We can do great things with this, you know. So, you know, let's reach out to these different groups. If you are in the Wiregrass area, the Dothan area, Reverend White is one of several groups that are here. Like I said, this is Black Women's History Month,
All right.
as far as we're concerned. Because like I said, this is not, I'm not putting anybody else down. But how can we unify with anyone if we can't get along with each other?
That is so true.
You know, so I'm promoting Black unity so that we can be better together and go out into the rest of the world and do what we have to do. Because I have to fix my house before I can help you with yours.
All right.
So our house is in need of a little repair. Not a lot, just a little bit. A little bit. We have to, I was saying earlier, we have to put our children first and realize that they are our greatest asset. So those of us that are hurt in our childhood, that's both men and women, because men get overlooked a lot as well, like you said, and they make terrible mates.
Right.
They make terrible husbands. They make terrible police officers. So we have to, you know, if you identify a brother with some hurt, you know, guide him to a group that can help him.
That's right.
You know, same thing, brothers, you know, if your lady's acting a little funny, maybe she's got something on her mind or something on her heart that she needs to get off.
Right.
And she may not talk about it with me. There are groups out here that will help where she can release and get some healing. And this is why, like I said, this will not be the last time unless you just don't come back.
Okay. And I like what you're saying to the men. We don't bash men. That's
Right.
not what this group is about. You know, we get into the word, we go to the scriptures based on whatever it may be. Whenever someone may come in and discuss something, want to discuss something. And my biggest thing is that a lot of us hide behind masks. We're in church praising God, but we're hurt and we leave the exact same way. And it shouldn't be that way. And so therefore, I always say, okay, we have a mask in our group, and I said, who wants the mask? So you can unveil whatever it is that you want to unveil at a particular time. And it's good because we're releasing. But the biggest thing is that, you know, as I stated, we have had some that have been in an abusive relationship. My biggest thing is saying you need to forgive. Because see, if you can't forgive, then you can't heal.
Right,
Okay?
right,
And so therefore, he may have issues that he doesn't understand. Like you said, something happened. God created every last one of us, and everything God created was good. But in between that time, from when he created you up until whatever you may be, something hurt you, something blocked you, some obstacle came and it stopped you. So therefore, it's time to get over that, all right? Ask for forgiveness and then move on. And how you do that is with someone helping you along the way. Every last one of us got someone out there that's there to pick us up.
That's right.
We go through our testimonies for a reason. We go through our trial, and our test for a reason, okay? And while we're going through, as we come out, and it's time to, you know, go back and pick up or pull up, or pack up, whoever you need to pack up, pull up, and pull out of their situation, because you're going through it for a reason. Right. I have been hurt, okay? I have been hurt by men, I have been hurt by women, I have been hurt by church, but I have forgiven. And that's the only way I can move forward. If I wasn't forgive, I would be still stuck where I'm at, hating, not loving. And you can't love and hate at the same time. Okay? So therefore, if we're following Christ, then we know it has to be just one.
That's right. And forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is for you.
That's right.
Because you can't move forward holding on to that. So again, you know, everything we do is in love. Don't get me wrong. We're not going to just let people keep abusing us.
No.
But I'm going to forgive you and cut you loose.
That's right.
So all those women under the sound of my voice, you know, if you're in the city outside of the area, maybe there's a group out there for you. Maybe you have the same heart as Reverend White. You can start a group the same way.
That's right. We
have to heal ourselves. Those that are in the know, those that are healed, need to reach out to those in need, because we have the tools to fix ourselves. God has given us the means to fix ourselves, and we have to reach out to one another. We can't just sit around and feed into the stereotypes and the things that other people say about us. Black women are this, and black women are that, and black men are this, and black men are that. We're kings and queens.
That's right.
We are the beginners and the authors of this societies that we live in, and we have to take our proper place. I don't have to put anybody down to feel good about who I am. Black women, you don't have to put anybody down to feel good about yourself. All you have to do is feel good about yourself.
That's right.
And know who you are and be proud of that. In the meanwhile, we have to be mindful that our children are watching.
They're watching and listening.
And when we don't seek help, when we don't get better, thanks for the love, when we don't get better, how do we expect our children to do anything else? Stop talking at these children. Single mothers, mothers with husbands that are on the road a lot or away from the home a lot. If you're overwhelmed, reach out to someone. Say something. Single fathers, the same way. We're focusing on women, but we're focusing on our community. And we have to heal our community. Don't discourage your woman, your sister, your aunts from going to these groups for healing themselves, because it's not always comfortable to talk about things in mixed company. The men's groups that I'm a part of, it's the same thing. Men will open up and share things that they won't share. Men don't testify in church for the same reason. They got a testimony. They got hurt. I'm one of them. I don't talk about that in church.
Not in church, okay.
Right. But when I get around other men, I can open up and it helps everybody around. So the same thing, women, if you got hurt that you don't want to talk about in a public setting, Reverend White has a group, My Sister's Keeper, right here in Dothan, Alabama. So again, reach out to her. If you're in another city, we're going to start keeping lists of these different groups. So if you're in other cities, we encourage you to reach out to us. You email us here at Real Talk with Herschel at gmail.com. That's Herschel, HERSCHEL at realtalk.com. So if you have a group, we ask you to reach out. If you're looking for a group in this area, and if you didn't catch the number, reach out. We'll get all the information. I'm going to talk with Reverend White and make sure I keep her information on hand. So those women that are out here in need, if you know someone and you can't help them, send them to someone that can. Send them to someone that can. We have to stop walking around with this hurt. Our sisters have been through too much. A lot of this stuff is left over from slavery and Jim Crow, and we have to break this cycle. We have to break this cycle. Like I said, I'm a transplant down here, but since I'm here, I'm gonna stir the pot and turn this sucker over. You know what I mean? So I'm here to help out any way I can. So you sisters, don't feel like no one understands. They do. Reverend White is many of many. Believe it or not, there are many groups out here that are out here for you. You have to find the one that works for you. So again, are you a part of any other groups, Reverend White?
No, that's the only one I'm affiliated with right now. Okay.
And go see her down at the health department.
In the health department. Come on and see my. A lot of you all may know who I am, but just come on and say, hey.
That's right. You may not realize, some of you young ladies, that she does have this women's group. So if you're a grown woman or a young woman, just a female in need, please reach out. Don't give up hope. Don't kill yourself, because your life does not belong to you. You don't have the right to kill yourself.
And your life does matter.
That's right.
You just know that God loves you. And even for the women who, like you said, have overcame, or they're the overcomers. They're the survivors. Amen.
That's right.
And we need you.
That's
we
right.
need you because of the fact that you can help us. There may be something I may not know. They may want to discuss something that I haven't been through. Right. We need someone who has been through that and can discuss that and help them out. There's times we may come in there and just pray and just pray and pray. You may be one that can come in and help us break through some things.
That's
come
right.
on, call us and let us know.
All right, you hear everybody talking to y'all females. Come on now. To you queens and princesses, take your crown back, take your proper place back. Again, a lot of the issues that we have are based on us carrying around hurt, like you said, unresolved issues. Like I said, those that are in the know need to help out more, and those that are in need to reach out.
That's right.
To places that are non-judgmental. And I like the fact that you said that.
That's the key. You can't judge.
That's right.
It's not your life, and you're
That's
not
right.
living that life. So
right.
therefore, unless you have been through it, but the biggest thing is that a lot of women reach out because they know they're going to be judged.
Right.
They're going to reach out because I don't look the way you look. They're going to reach out because I don't dress the way you dress. I go to church and y'all dress this way. I can't go and talk to you because you can't relate to me.
Right.
Okay. So the biggest thing is that if you feel that way, we are nothing like that. We are not going to judge. There's no reason for us to judge. Because when we point on one finger, the other one is coming back to us.
3 fingers pointing at you. That's
Come
right.
on.
That's right. So again, like I said, this is the beginning of a partnership here with Real Talk with Herschel and Reverend White, because I'm going to be a pain in her butt.
All right,
Make sure she comes back, and any of the women that I come across in my life that are looking for help, I definitely will send them your way.
all right.
We have to be a help to our sisters just as well as they are a help to us, because we are in this together, and if we don't help ourselves, no one else is going to do that. It's been such a pleasure having Reverend White on here with me today. I have to make sure, I should have had her come earlier, but they don't give me a hard time about my time.
Right.
Because I am I'm doing something positive in our group. I want people to understand that there is help in our community. There's caring and love in our community, and there's places that you can go without judgment. So don't be scared to reach out. We are just trying to make a place for people to come to seek help, and we can help guide them in the right direction. So Reverend White, since we're coming close to the end, do you have anything else that you would love to say to our watching and listening audience?
I just want to say I thank Herschel for the opportunity to come. I thank the young lady that told him about the group, and I appreciate her. I love her as well. I just want you all to know that we're here, and if we are not the group, we can just always stir you the right way. If you come and you just want resources, I'm a social worker, so I give you the resources that you need. And don't be afraid. It doesn't matter what you have been through, what you are going through. It does not matter. Just know that you are a queen, and I love that you said that, because I like to put women up where they're supposed to be and in their place. We are queens. We are like pearls. Praise God. And so I just want you to know that if you do need us, just give us a call. Let us know. And if you have any other questions, anything that you need, please contact the radio station. And Mr. Herschel will be more than happy to give you all the information.
That's right. Reverend White, I thank you so much. Oh, that's too loud. I thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to make sure that our sisters know that they have someone in their corner. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye to Reverend White. We'll play a little music and talk a little business and come back and tell you about next week's guest.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.